Welcome to Action Movies for Dummies. We are two very, very sad men. We get joy by bringing y'all action movie reviews. Today we're going over Predator. I am MJ. That is Shakes.
Good day, everyone. It's your old pal Shakes. Yeah, we watched Predator this time. The release date of June the 12th, 1987. Runtime 1 hour, 47 minutes. Directed by John McTiernan. And just a few of the names in it. It starred Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Oh, I
Carl
know it.
Weathers, and Jesse Ventura.
Holy shit. Okay. So when we decided to review this movie, I only remembered Arnold in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I go to read some of the stars and I see Carl Weathers and I'm like, oh shit, fucking great is in here. And then I go, Jesse Ventura. I'm reading this name and I'm saying Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura. Jesse the Body Ventura. It is Jesse the Body Ventura from
Yes.
WWE.
And if you all can't tell by the excitement in his voice, he is a wrestling fan.
Huge.
There, I am not, but I have gained a lot of knowledge of wrestling from MJ right here. Probably more than I ever wanted to know. Oh, carry on.
So the second I seen it was Jesse the Body Ventura, I did my little research and I said, holy crap, that is now my favorite character of the entire movie. And he in the small, short parts that he plays, he does not disappoint.
Now, now, even when he's brutally murdered, he does a good job of it. He really
Awesome.
does. He really
Awesome.
no spoiler alert there, because it's Predator. Come on.
All right, brother. So, before we dive in, what was your first impression of the movie? I know you probably hadn't seen it. I know I hadn't seen it in like 10 years, maybe a little
All right.
longer.
So I think the last time I saw it was right after it came out, like probably
Holy shit.
89. And I haven't watched it since. So I figured there's probably a lot I forgot. And there really wasn't. And I was thinking to myself before I put it on, why has it been so long since I watched this movie? And I quickly understood. I'm not saying I hated it. And yes, I'm going to rip on it, but I rip on everything that I enjoy. It's just who I am. I'm wired wrong. I don't know. So don't think that by me ripping on it, I hated the movie. I did not hate the movie. It was quite enjoyable.
Yeah, no, we
And
love it.
how
It's
about
really
you?
good.
What was your first impression?
I so I booted it up. It was on Hulu. Picture alone, I was like, hell yeah, it's Arnold fucking vested, juiced up, machine gun in his hand. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely in on this. But yeah, I hadn't seen it in like, I don't know, 10 years, maybe longer. Um like you said, I went into it going, maybe I missed a whole lot about this movie. Nope, didn't miss a fucking thing. Didn't miss a
No.
fucking thing. Nope. Pretty much goes as expected. But we got the review for you here, and I'm ready to dive in. You ready to dive in, brother?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. So, movie opens up in space. It goes like a star shot from the movie's title because the whole title is like this action dent dent music going through the title screen. Yeah, pretty actiony. And then it fades out into stars, and then the camera goes down, and you're in space. And then there's the spaceship flying along, and a pod flies off, and it goes in a direction of Earth, and the ship goes off in another direction. Scene then cuts to Chopper coming into a base,
Chopper.
and and the and the door swings open and it is Jesse the Body fucking Ventura. I sat to myself and I was like, oh my God, when am I going to be able to see Jesse? Like, how soon am I going to be fucking 10 seconds in? I was so happy. Handlebar mustache, blonded out, juice to the gills, looks fantastic. This is probably maybe 2 or 3 years after his WWE run. So he
Okay.
still looks fantastic. You know what I'm saying? And just a heads up, I never caught his name in the movie, so every time I say something about him, it is going to be Jesse.
Wow, I don't think I caught his name either. I just referred to him as Jesse through the whole movie.
Okay. So
Even in my
Jesse,
notes, I wrote down Jesse.
same.
Oh my God.
Jesse swings open the door, of course, handlebarred out. Awesome. The team falls out of a chopper, and then Arnold in the back of the chopper lights a cigar and gets this awesome chopper action movie hero exit. Beginning of the movie.
I want to just throw this out there. 1987. There were a lot of cigars killed in this movie. There were a lot. Like,
And
I don't know
even
where
think
they were.
smoked half.
I don't know. They just took, just standing there, just flexing, smoking a cigar.
Smoking cigars.
Apparently, it was like a manly thing to do. I don't know.
Cigars are
But the only thing
horrible.
the only thing they used up more in this movie were bullets and then cigars. Cigars were a close second.
We will get to the bullets wastage here in a second.
Oh, yes.
All right. So the general then explains that a diplomat is behind enemy lines and that it might be in the hands of guerrilla troops. So Dutch asks why is his squad the one that's picked. And then from the back, Dylan, Creed, he then says, someone says that you were the best, right? Dutch is happy to see him. Of course, they seem to be friends. And then he calls him a son of a bitch and then gives him the most powerful handshake I think I've ever seen in my life.
And somehow it turns into like arm wrestling.
Yes.
And they're looking at each other in the eyes, and I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna kiss. But they don't.
So after a little dick measuring contest, they go over plans of going into the jungle. At this point, we should kind of know that Dutch is Army and Dylan is CIA. Okay,
Yeah.
so two different branches, and they are kind of wishy-washy with each other. So the scene cuts to the chopper with the team getting ready inside the chopper. Jesse, of course. It's Dylan, it's Dutch, it's the rest of the squad. And the whole time, I'm being a little distracted because little Richard is screaming at the top of his lungs.
On a chopper. While it's in the air with a transistor radio.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
just this little transistor radio on the wall of the chopper.
Yeah.
And it's blasting. Like, you can hear it
Richard
over their voices.
It's insane. It's insane.
Okay.
Dylan then informs Dutch that once they cross over the border, they're not going to have any backup, which is not what Dutch wanted to hear. He thought it was going to be more of a cleaner operation, but of course not. Before we leave this scene, there was a funny joke that I have to say. He tells another one later on. I have that one in my notes too, but this one is the first one, and he's kind of the Joker of the squad. He doesn't have much of a role, but he plays the Joker of the squad. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be sensitive to our female listeners and going to change one of the words, right? But he looks to another squad member. He says, I told my girl that I want a little cat.
Right.
She looks back at me and says, me too. Mine's as big as a house.
Yeah. And there's something else I want to throw in about this little helicopter ride. There's this guy, Mac, who's a mercenary in the back of it, dry shaving. They actually just left a facility that I'm sure had bathrooms where he could have shaved, but instead he's dry shaving on a helicopter. Just wanted to throw that out. And as the helicopter is about to starting its descent to land, for some reason Arnold gives them hand signals. So they know that but why? You're in a helicopter screaming at each other, and little Richard's overpowering your voices. Why would you
That's why he had to give.
I get it. I get it now. Maybe that's why he had to use hand signals, because he couldn't possibly talk louder than everything else going on, especially the dry shaving.
Hell, dude, that is insane. You could hear that a mile away. God. All right. So team drops in action style, of course, from the chopper on the ropes, coming down. Awesome. And they start moving through a lightly fogged jungle. Squad then comes upon a chopper crashed in a tree. It's all fucked up.
Yeah, like hanging from the branches, nose pointed down.
Yeah. It's clearly been shot down. It's not like a normal crash. Dylan and another squad member then climb up to find out that the chopper is empty, but there does appear to be something wrong, because there's some ripped wires, some spilled blood. Squad member then tells Dutch that the chopper was brought down by a heat-seeking missile, and is not actually a normal chopper, it's actually a surveillance chopper.
So why was it there?
Exactly. So squad member Billy, who is kind of the tracker of the group, he says that he has a trail on the diplomat and the men that he was with, and the guerrilla units, but there's extra men out here. There's 6 extra men out here. He doesn't understand why, but he has a trail on all of them.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
guy that's this tracker, he is clearly Native American. Now, I just wanna throw that out there, that their tracker is clearly Native American, and
They stereotype the hell out of this shit, yo.
he's like, "There's this many people walking around, and one of them is an American, I could tell by his boot." And I'm like, what was he eating that day? I mean,
Yeah, no shit.
could you give me more?"
While following the trail, one of the members stopped and cuts a tree, starts drinking some of the water from it. He hears a noise in the trees behind him and he goes to investigate. And there are 3 bodies hanging upside down from the tree, fucking skinned.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, even for that time, I would have been like, that's fucking gross, dude.
Yeah, it was you know what, for 1987, it was really well done. I am going to throw that out there. It was
Yeah,
really well done. It was pretty
yeah.
horrific.
Yeah, there were different parts about this movie that actually impressed me for its time. We would definitely get to it, but yeah, there was certain things in this movie that I was like, holy shit, they actually was able to pull some of this shit off.
Yeah.
They find dog tags, and Dutch says he knows one of the men and that he's military. And that he shouldn't be in the area. Dylan tells him he doesn't know why he's in the area. There shouldn't be any missions. He wasn't told of any missions. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dutch being Army, Dylan being CIA, Dutch doesn't really give him 100% trust on that. As they get back on the trail, Jesse the gun.
No shit, it's like a glorified Tommy gun. Like, normally it'll take, like, 2 people to hold this thing, but no, he's walking around with it one-handed.
One-handed, dude. And then there's a point where we'll get to it. But at the same time, as he pulls out his minigun, there's a little thermal vision on the screen. Holy shit. There's something stalking the squad. There's something looking around back there because it's going through the thermal vision, making weird noises,
Boom.
All
That
right,
was my impression.
oh, very nice. Very nice.
Thermal
I thought
vision, yeah.
I thought a predator snuck in here for a second. So, a funny note before before we move on, Dylan slips, right? Mac, for some reason, has it out for Dylan. So Dylan slips as they're trying to get through the woods, and Mac comes to him and whispers to him, if you give up our position again, I will gut you
Yes.
and leave you to die.
Yes. And he means it.
100%.
Like, the look, man, the look.
He meant every word, and Dylan knew not to give up his position again.
That line alone should have won an award somewhere in
Absolutely.
Hollywood.
It's going to win an award in our books, that's for sure. All right. So then Dutch crawls to this cliffside, and then he finds the camp of gorillas.
Yeah, about that. The belly crawling in the pile of leaves that make no sound. I'm sorry. Have you ever walked in the woods?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what country they're in exactly, but in that country, their leaves make no sound.
None. It's
Yeah.
insane. And for a big dude like
Yeah.
Arnold to get through that shrubbery and that kind of like you said, leaves and stuff like that, and not make a peep. Come on, man.
They're all very large people. I mean,
Very large.
there's like 2 of them that are in there, I think, just for comedic value. They just look like regular people.
So he crawls up to this cliffside, and then he finds the camp of gorillas, and then he sees that they're killing the prisoners. So Dutch gives the order for his men to move into place and stealthily start disarming claymores and taking down guards one by one. In the meantime, Dutch somehow finds himself next to a truck running full speed on center blocks with no back tires. And it's just running full speed. Nobody's paying attention to it. We have no idea why this is going.
It's
But
it's powering a generator.
Is it? Okay,
Yes,
I missed that.
They had a strap connected to 2 of the wheels, and as it's running, it's generating power for the camp.
Gotcha. Okay, so I missed that. So Dutch then takes a bomb, places it in the bed of this truck. He then, unnoticed, this is a camp full of gorillas.
Yeah.
This is a camp full of gorilla troops. There's easily 15, 20 people that he's seen walking in. There's a couple men taken down from his men, but there's not enough to not be seen. But he somehow puts a bomb in the bed of the truck, gets behind the truck, and then deadlifts the truck off of the center blocks while it's running full speed to drop it on the ground to make it run into this hut that blows up like 13 people.
Right. All go airborne.
How in the fuck did nobody see anything?
And I'm the one that's been ripping on this movie, and I decided to leave that one to you because I knew you were going to bring up the fact that he lifted up a pickup truck
Get the
and
fuck
sent it.
out of here. Get the fuck, come on. Let's be fucking for real, bro. I mean, okay,
It's lighter than a chopper.
let's be kind of for real though. This man was like the strongest man on the face of the earth for a while.
That was his title. It really
So he might have been like prime strongest man on the world.
He may have actually done that stunt.
Yeah, you know what? He might have said, "Put the center block on the gas pedal." I lifted my shelf, and they go, "You don't want any wires?" No, I lift it.
No, it's a
That's good.
fuse in the block.
Save the money. And it's just like, shit, okay, thanks. Working on our bottom line at the end of the day.
I can do it.
Yeah, he's working on the bottom line at the end of the day, dude. That's awesome. So the gun battle begins. Men pop out of their secret hidey spots. Dylan then starts raining down fire with bullets and bombs. The guards are caught off guard and they're getting mopped. They're getting absolutely
So
mopped.
many bullets. So many bullets.
So many bullets to the point where Jesse the Body Venturer jumps in front of two men who are running, trying to get away, it seems like. But he jumps in front of them and miniguns them down.
You could have just used a pistol.
He wound up the minigun, gunned them down, and then ran off. Come on, bro. And then
you can see see the jungle, the flooring of the jungle just being stripped down like it's been freshly mowed.
Dutch and Dylan do this double team gun down of the chopper.
Right.
So these gorillas don't escape. I was like, dude, how do they know to shoot in sync and who to shoot? All right. So the rest of the squad.
Hold up. The chopper scene.
Yeah.
Where the two of them shoot the pilot and the co-pilot, or the pilot and the passenger, both, they killed them, right? This chopper is ineffective at this point. It's going to come down. But Arnold's like, oh, not good enough. So he takes a fucking rocket launcher and blows it out of the sky, even though there's no one flying it.
There's no one on it, alive at least.
Yeah.
Don't worry, his awesomeness is not over quite yet, right? As the rest of the squad is laying waste to everything that moves, Dutch then pins a man to a post with his blade, with his sidearm blade.
Yes.
And he says, stick around. And then, hold on. Not even 10 seconds later, not even fucking 10 seconds later, after giving us the stick around cheesy line, he kicks down a door and says, knock, knock.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Whoever's writing the script was like, how many cheesy lines can we shove in at one time that Arnold can say? A woman gets the drop on him, but Dutch hears her loading her gun, and he spins around and knocks her unconscious.
Which is odd, because they just shot everybody up.
Yeah, they just murdered everybody, laid waste to everything that moved, and this woman just gets a slap across the face.
Yeah.
All right, so Mac then informs Dutch that all the hostages are dead, including the diplomat, but the diplomat was no diplomat. He was actually CIA. And the other two men were Russian. Jesse the Body Ventura and another squad member are off fighting. Jesse's being pinned down by two men on a cliffside, and another squad mate comes up and goes, hey, you're bleeding. He goes, I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah, that's how you fix it.
He said, I ain't got time to bleed. And as he says that, the dude fires off a grenade and goes, you got time to duck? So then Dutch confronts Dylan about setting his team up. Like, what the fuck? You sent us in here for Diplomat. Diplomat was fucking CIA. You're not actually in here for anything. You're in here for documents. and Dylan says something about an invasion. Can you clarify that? I kind of missed that. Like, what was the whole reason of Dylan wanting to hit this camp? Because he did admit that he wanted to hit the camp. They've been searching for the camp for months.
I mean, I think the whole purpose, and I know I love a conspiracy theory.
Oh, yeah.
The whole purpose that the original team that got slaughtered there, they were Mexican authorities, Russian authorities, American authorities were all tracking this alien ship that had come down, but they were keeping it under wraps because, you believe in UFOs, you're a crazy person. So they were trying to find the alien. Alien wiped them out first, and I think that's the whole reason everybody ended up there. Like even the mission that we're talking about right now, the Predator, like Arnold and all of them coming down there with the CIA.
Right.
It was a recovery mission.
Okay, that makes sense. So Dylan then confessed that, yeah, I did kind of set y'all up. We've been searching for this place for months. And the bodies that they found earlier were actually the men that he sent in, but they lost contact.
Right.
And as they're getting ready to leave, the woman kind of wakes up. Dylan says she's got valuable information, so she's coming with us. Dutch wants nothing to do with it. So he says, you know what? She's your fucking baggage. As they're rallying up to get ready and go, it switches back to the thermal vision. Okay, thermal vision then gets close to the camp and starts seeing some of the dead gorillas left behind. It just picks up something, but you can see that it's clearly not a human hand. It's got some weird clicking sounds and weird stuff going on. We don't know what's going on just yet, but we know something is stalking the squad. But before we move on from this scene, the jokester hits us once again. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna clean it up for our female viewers. But he says the other day, I'm going down on my girl. And I said, wow, you have a big cat, big cat. She said, why'd you say it twice? He said, I didn't.
But then he has to explain it.
Yes. Oh, yes. So a little funny, the funny part about his jokes is that initially nobody laughs. And then he explains the joke, which makes me laugh.
Right. Your joke is already lost if you have to explain
Your joke, yes, your joke wasn't funny, but the
Right.
fact that you sat there and tried to explain it to me made me laugh.
So he explains it to Billy, who just does this he's never even cracked a smile through the whole movie, but at this point he's just belly laughing.
Oh my
It's like
gosh.
the funniest thing he's ever heard.
Oh my gosh. And this thermal vision records that laugh. Billy senses something in the jungle, and Dutch, oh my gosh, I don't talk about Dutch giving hand signals. Okay.
Yeah.
Dutch gives the most powerful arm signals I have ever. He is so jacked.
Like he's flexing while he's giving the hand signals, and he's doing it with like a profile, so you could really see his arm.
So you can see the veins popping
Right.
through the veins. It is insane how jacked this man is in this movie. So Billy then tells Dutch that there's something in the trees, and he is right because the screen switches to then thermal vision looking directly at him. The woman tries to escape at this point while everybody's kind of looking off into the woods. She's being tracked by one of the squad mates, but she's also being tracked by the thermal vision following her as she runs along. She's caught by a squad member. The squad member hears the clicking behind him and he turns around, and some kind of translucent, see-through kind of figure pops up, and
it's like a cloaking device.
It's
actually quite remarkable for its time. I mean, even today, I think it's pretty good. Like that held up.
And that's what I'm saying. Like some of the stuff in here, you would expect like a man wrapped in tinfoil or some shit.
Right.
You actually got a real good attempt. I wouldn't say the first viewing of it, it kind of looks staticky. So
Yeah.
it was weird in the presentation of the first time you kind of see the cloaking device. But as it goes on in the movie, the cloaking device gets so much better.
Yeah.
As this translucent figure pops up behind the squad mate, blood splats across the woman's face. Another squad mate catches up and sees the woman and sees a blood trail, starts to follow a blood trail, but it leads to a bloody pile of nothing. It's just gear and blood. The rest of the group catches up, sees the blood, and asks the woman what happened. She says the jungle came alive and took him. They search for the squad mate's body, but they can't find it. And the reason they can't find it is because they're walking underneath it. It's already strung up in the fucking trees.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
think
like the skin bodies from earlier.
he was skinned yet.
No.
I think it was just a dead body hung upside down naked, which I guess is the starting process for his peeling.
Well, and you got to
I'm not a
look at it
predator,
from
I
the
don't know.
predator's side of view.
Yeah, I was
He
about
had
to
a
say, I'm
lot
not a
going
predator.
on right then.
So Jesse and his minigun are making their way through the trees, and he hears a noise. It's a skunk. As he was going to walk away, he then is hit. I almost ended the movie right there. I almost said this was credits for me right here. But
you
he
poured
gets
a little
hit.
drink out for him, didn't you?
Oh man, I poured a little drink, took a little smoke. I was so sad. He got hit in the neck with this blue ball, a blast looking thing. And as he does his action movie death spin around, he gets shot through the back and blown through the chest. And there is the fall of a hero.
And that is when Mac loses his freaking mind.
Thank God for Mac.
Mac and Jesse were like really good friends.
Really good friends.
Mac kind of broke at that moment.
He runs up because he hears Jesse screaming as he gets hit in the neck. He sees the translucent figure kind of running away from Jesse's body and just opens up, just unloads.
Yeah.
He's blind firing into the trees so much to the point where he says, fuck this assault rifle, and picks up Jesse's minigun. The rest of the squad has now shown up. So that is now, what, 5 other guns that have now shown up.
No one asked Mac what's going on.
No one asked a single question. Everybody unloaded into the jungle full fucking Savile style. They said, we don't know what we're shooting at. Nope. We don't know what could possibly shoot back, but Mac is shooting that way, and we're all fucking shooting that way. 3 magazines apiece.
Friggin' millions of bullets. Like, millions.
They show them stopping to reload, to open up to nothing.
Where were they getting all this ammo? They're just walking in the jungle.
You know what? I have no idea, because nobody had backpacks.
No.
Nobody had, like,
you had to have a vest on so you could show off your arms.
They didn't even really have like ammo carrying vest or pants or anything like that. The squad then examines Jesse's body and reveals that the wounds are not normal. They're cauterized, that he's not bleeding. It doesn't seem to be a gun of any kind. Billy then comes back and tells them that there's no tracks, and there's no idea of what they're shooting at. But the woman finds this little green goo on a plant. Seems to be some kind of weird looking blood shit. After planting a few traps around a little camp that they made, Mac then goes back and has a last drink with Jesse, which I think was really nice. But while he's having a drink with Jesse, it cuts to the translucent figure in a tree, and it's bleeding. And this is where we get our first partial reveal of the Predator. This is where he uncloaks for the first time. We don't see anything but, I would say, hands, arms, and legs. We don't see chest, we don't see face, we don't see hair, which is why I say it's kind of a partial reveal. And then he's got this nasty wound. He was shot. One not even really got him, nicked him. It took a chunk of his leg out. It didn't even really put a hole in him. But the crazy thing is he's got like first aid 5.0. When I tell you he has every fucking gadget to stop bleeding, he had something to cauterize the wound, he had something to patch it up, he had something to kill the pain. But while he's patching himself up, he does let out this pain roar that I thought was odd, that only the woman heard. Like she's the only one that reacted. Yeah, she's the only one that reacted to it. Everybody else just continued with their day. Dutch and Dylan re-questioned Mac and the woman about what they might have seen, but they said there's There's no change. Billy then turns to him and says, "There's something waiting for us, and it ain't no man."
I would have been like, okay, well, let's just leave. Let's cut our losses and let's go find us a Hooters.
If he turns to the squad and tells them we're all gonna die, my
Yeah.
first question is, how do we stop it? No stopping it? Okay,
No,
then why
okay.
fight? Why can we just lay here and let it get us?
I mean, yeah, because Billy's prediction over here sounds pretty final. And
It's pretty set in stone.
yeah,
So then it goes on to a little bit later in the night. And Mac is off drinking by himself, and he's kind of talking to himself as if Jesse was there.
yeah, he's lost his mind.
He hears a little commotion in the trees, and one of the traps set is now gone off. And it springs the rest of the squad into action. And as he comes running over, all they find is Mac stabbing a very large, I'm not going to take anything from him, it's a very large fucking hog.
Oh yeah,
With
no,
some
it's
ugly, nasty fucking tusks. It looked dangerous. I will say, it looked dangerous as
Oh.
shit.
a boar will kill you, no problem.
Oh yeah,
Boar is not to be messed with.
nah, very true. But during the commotion, it's revealed that somebody came and stole Jesse the body, Ventura's body.
Ventura, body, Ventura, body, Ventura.
Yeah, somebody has come along and
And
stole
the
Jesse
body's
the
body.
body. Yeah, absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. You took the words right out of my fucking mouth. Yes, somebody stole Jesse the body's body, you son of a bitch. But Billy, once again, there's no tracks coming to or from the camp. That's when Dutch kind of realizes that whatever it is might be using the trees.
Right.
Dutch then goes and re-questions the woman. And here's the part that confuses me. The whole time, she's speaking a foreign language. I don't want to say what language because I'm not sure, so I don't want to be wrong, right? But she does speak a foreign language the entire movie until Dutch comes up to her and grabs her by the arm and says, "No more bullshit. Tell me what's happening." And she goes, "My name is Anne, by the way." And
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck? Is
Right.
she speaking English?
Yeah. And the big thing about her with me was I couldn't understand why she was in the movie. I mean, yes, she's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. And she's got on like a tight shirt.
Check.
So, I mean, that's all you really need to be in an action movie as a female, I suppose, back in the 80s.
Guess it was the damsel in distress kind of angle, maybe.
Very good English, too. Not broken English. No,
Not
like that's her main source of communication, sounds like to me. Yeah.
Yeah. She says that she doesn't know what she's seen. It was like a chameleon. So Dutch then cuts her free, and Dylan is like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, "I need all hands on deck." They then decide to make this plan to stand and fight. And then Shakes, your line comes up. "If it bleeds, we can kill it." Then we get treated to, of course, every action movie, a fucking montage, baby.
Oh,
we get a
yeah.
we get a montage trap setting with awesome music, and we get shirtless Creed and shirtless Arnold
Right.
flexing as hard as they humanly can while pulling this rope, while everybody else in the group, mind you, Billy has some pretty big fucking arms.
Oh, yeah.
But only Creed and Arnold are shirtless. Everybody else, short sleeve shirts.
And they're like pulling on ropes and like flexing while they're doing it. And what they've realized is they can't use their traditional traps because the creature can see with its thermal vision the metal and all of that. But if they use nature to make their traps, the predator can't see it. It just blends in with the environment.
And that is all explained through the montage.
Yes, it is.
That's what I love, montages, baby.
I actually have in my notes montage scene in giant letters with many exclamation points because you gotta love a montage.
The montage ends with the squad settling in the tree line, and they begin to wait. Anna tells them that the thing that's in the woods is kind of a folk tale in her village. How one man wound up dead and they found him, and then 3 men wound up dead and they found him. And the weird thing about it was he was kind of taking trophies. So the village named him the demon that makes trophy of men.
Right. Now, the whole
Which
time she's telling this story, we got Mac in the background who has already lost his mind, but for whatever reason, he decides it's time to dry shave again.
Oh.
He's just sitting there just,
and never cuts himself.
oh no.
Never cuts himself.
I don't even see any
How?
stubble there. I don't even see any stubble. So I think he just likes the
Feel of it.
feel. Yeah.
And then
Which
he
is weird.
presses it so hard on his face.
Yeah.
It's one of the plastic ones, and he's just pressing it. And it does leave a little cut, but only because he's pressing it so hard, and then the thing snaps in half.
Right. Yeah.
Insane.
He presses the razor so hard against his face, he breaks the handle.
Because he's so nervous to fight the predator. Or he's so juiced up to get revenge for Jesse. I know the feeling, buddy.
That's probably what it is.
I know the feeling. I know
Yeah,
the
if you were
fucking
out
feeling.
there, you would have done it.
I would have clotheslined him and elbow dropped the shit out of him.
Yep. I have no doubt.
The Dutch then comes up with the bright idea to come walk out into the open to try and draw at the predator, which kinda sorta works because the predator then tries to slip up behind him in the cloak and gets caught in one of the nets that they set. But
Right.
before they can fully trap him into the net, he fires his little arm cannon and gets away, and all hell breaks loose.
Right.
Log swings and hits one of the squad mates. He's down. Mac then opens up fire, and then Predator swings around a tree fully cloaked, but then the cloak fades off for a second, and you get your first full review of the Predator, which I think in some movies they do it really well. When they have creatures like that, like Predator, Alien, stuff like that, I believe slow reveals to a big reveal like this are fucking cool.
Yes.
Because it keeps you guessing. Like, they slowly introduce how this creature works with the thermal vision. It doesn't have normal hands, it has claws. It appears to be using the trees, so it's more agile than most things. It has a cloaking device. And then in the heat of battle, it shows that its equipment is not perfect, so it kind of fails him for a second. And then you get this full reveal of the predator hanging on the side of a tree with one hand. That was fucking awesome, dude.
You know, and the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, why is there a whole franchise of this creature because of this movie? And when that reveal happened, I was like, well,
That's why.
there it is. I mean, there it is right there.
Mac appears to be the only one that sees the full reveal. Mac is like, you son of a bitch. And then he decides to then run after the predator solo with his assault rifle.
Right.
Dutch wants to go after him and is like, Mac. But Dylan then offers to go after him to try and get even for some of the men that he sent in there to die, essentially.
Yeah. Well, and then as Mac is now running after the predator, he's singing Little Richard.
Yeah, he's completely off of his rocker at this point. Yeah, he's completely gone. So as Dylan runs off after Mac, Dutch then returns to Billy, Anna, and the injured squad mate. So the reason I'm naming the people that Dutch are with are because they start to become less and less as we go along. And it's funny how rapid they start to become less and less, because it's like at one point they have all this time, and then it's like towards the end of the movie, they're like, shit, we got to kill some of these motherfuckers off.
Yeah.
So as they begin, they start to begin their escape. So then the scene then cuts to Dylan catching up with Mac, which shakes his head. Mac is off of his rocker, and he's in this kind of tree-lined hole kind of thing, and he sees the predator off in the distance, and he sees him in his cloak, and he says, I see you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So Dylan and Mac then come up with this plan to try and get around the predator, to get in front and behind and kind
Flank
of
him.
kind of pin him down.
Right.
So they start to move into position. They're moving super sneaky, super quiet. And as Mac is moving, he then realizes that there's 3 dots in a triangle on his arm. And like a
Like a
laser.
sniper. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
sniper would have on his gun, like that
Right.
little red dot that you get. Well, this guy's got 3 of them. Yeah,
Right.
one's not enough.
Right. So then he looks up because he's on his back and he shimmies around this log and he looks up and the predator is standing directly above him and the 3 triangles then shift to his forehead and kaboom.
Bye-bye, Mac.
Head smooth off. Okay.
Yep.
But the crazy thing is there was no real sound to it because Dylan has no idea. Dylan still is moving into position, and as he's moving into position, he's calling Mac's name, and then he finds Mac fucking dead.
Who was still twitching, by the way. No other body in the movie is twitched, but
Yeah.
Mac had to, like, keep
twitching.
twitching.
Dylan then starts to scan the trees because he knows what he's looking for. He knows he's looking for the cloak. But then he sees the predator staring back at him. So as he goes to raise and fire with the one hand, it gets shot off by a blue ball.
Yeah,
right?
the
a little
little
beam. Yeah,
laser
little beam.
takes his arm off.
And he fires before it is cut off, and the nerves have not fully died yet.
Essentially, you have a severed arm on the ground, holding a machine gun, shooting the shit out of everything. He just keeps shooting.
Dylan is yelling. The predator then runs around him and reveals the double arm blade, which are, of course, one of Predator's, signature weapons. Reveals the double blades. He runs behind Dylan, spins him around, and then gut checks the shit out of Dylan. He lifts him off the ground with these double blades in his fist. It kind of looks like a boxer getting uppercutted in the gut, which kind of makes sense because it's Creed.
Yeah. One arm.
All right. So Dutch and the rest of the group hear Dylan yelling from a distance. Billy hears Dylan yell and decides to stand and fight. Okay. Now, I have problems with this.
We're all gonna die.
He knows the group is going to die.
He's already professed it.
He's decided to stand and fight. He rips his shirt off.
Right.
And throws his gun into the river.
Yeah.
He throws his gun, an assault rifle.
And he could have at least just left it on the ground in case somebody else needed it.
He throws it into the river.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you? He then pulls out this Kangaroo Jack sized knife.
It's not a knife.
He then takes this knife and drags it across his body.
Yeah, across his chest, leaving like a little trail of blood, I guess, to entice the predator to come after him, which the predator already is. So
yeah, because the predator, while he's doing all of this, the predator's already locked on him.
Right.
The thermal vision shows that he's already looking at Billy. So there was no need for any of this.
No, none.
So as he does that, it then cuts. This is where I said they started speed running some of these deaths. It then cuts to Dutch and Anna with the injured squad mate, and you hear Billy scream in a distance. So you don't even get to see his fucking death.
No.
He does this epic standoff. Come on. You can't do that to me.
Right.
So they stop. They look around and they realize that the predator's kind of caught up. And Dutch sees the predator and starts to unload while he's swinging from trees. But the predator says, I got some artillery too. And then starts firing back some of the blue cannonballs. And it hits Dutch in the arm. And as he goes down, he tells Anna what shakes.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. And Arnold in classic 90s Arnold movies, for some reason, every single movie had a chopper. And he needed to get to that chopper in a hurry. Dutch then gets up to run, but he's being tracked by the thermal vision of the predator. He then falls off this. Oh my God.
You know what would have been awesome? As he's falling off the cliff, if he yelled, "I need a chopper."
I need help, Chopper, now. But he falls from this ridiculously high cliff.
Professional cliff divers are like, "Oh, hell no."
He flails all the way, and then right before he hits the water, he does the military dive straight in.
Right.
Feet straight, arms crossed, boom, hit the
Right.
water.
Otherwise,
right?
you would just die.
Shatter.
It would be like hitting a brick wall. You'd
Yeah,
break your neck.
you'd fucking shatter.
Yeah.
So somehow he is not injured from this ginormous fall. He is then taken by the current and swept away. And then he gets you know what? He doesn't he gets thrown off of a fucking waterfall.
Yeah.
And then he swims to safety.
Yeah.
How are you not broken in half?
And I know he's been through a lot, but my man's not a great swimmer.
No, he's got doggy
he's all
paddle
muscle,
101.
so he's all muscle, so he's probably sinking the entire time.
As he's swimming to shore, he hears the predator drop in the water behind him, but the predator's all cloaked up, so you don't really see him. You just kind of hear which I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
As he's crawling on shore, he starts to get covered in this mud, which in turn saves his life. And as the predator comes onto shore, the cloak kind of fails out and glitches, and he cuts it off. And then that's when they reveal the arm cannon, which I thought was cool. But he's sweeping and he's looking through, and he can't find Dutch because the mud is covering him. Yeah,
he's using thermal vision, and the mud is covering the thermal. It looks like he's a part of nature.
The Dutch then kind of slips away. He's about...
After the predator walked away, he says, "He couldn't see me." And I'm like, how do you know it's a he? Okay, just throwing that out there. Never mind. You can carry on.
Moving on.
Well, you don't know anything about the species.
It was a different time. It
doesn't have to be a he.
It was a different time, man.
Are you assuming my gender, human?
He just snaps around. Holy shit. He snaps around. The fucking dreads go swinging. Are you assuming my gender? Oh, that would have been fucking amazing. That would have been one of the best parts of the movie, dude. Dutch then escapes and then decides to set traps in the trees to fight the predator.
Hey, you know what that means?
Oh,
another montage.
Montage, baby.
Yeah, there was a second montage in this movie.
Hell yes.
Yeah, that's totally
awesome music montage. Arnold shirtless, oiled the fuck up. I don't know where he got all that baby oil, but he got a lot of oil, and he is jacked to the gills. He is pulling rope. He is pulling trees. He is sharpening tools. He's making bows. It's insane. He makes these bomb arrows out of bomb powder, and
I mean, yeah, he's nature trapping the whole place during this montage. He is like slowly putting reapplying mud to his face with like two fingers at a time. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just take a couple handfuls and because he's just like slowly putting it right under his eyes and putting it on his chin. And I'm like, he's going to end up covering his whole face anyway.
This is
so,
true.
Just get in there and like motorboat it.
Mud it down, son. Get in there. During this montage, during this ultra strong Arnold montage, we have a little cut of the predator, and it seems that the predator does make trophies out of humans because he collects skulls, and he
lots of skulls.
Yeah, lots of skulls, and he pets the structure of the skull. After the defenses are set and the mud is covered, Dutch is then ready for a fight. He climbs this tree, starts a fire. Caveman style yells to challenge the predator, and the predator hears it and, of course, comes to fight.
Right. Challenge accepted.
Dutch moves into position in the trees and kind of waits, but the predator, being the predator, shows up to the fight behind Dutch, but he can't see him because he's covered in the mud.
It's a pretty cool scene, though, as he's walking right past Dutch.
Like literally 2 steps, like not like a foot, maybe a foot away.
You can almost see the fear in Arnold's face.
So he lets him go past, and then he swings to another tree. And as he's waiting in the tree, the predator walks over to the fire that he once started. Then Dutch pulls out his newly crafted bow, pulls out his newly crafted bomb arrows, and he fires one right in front of the predator. Now, it's not a direct hit. It kind of hits in front of him, so it explodes. It gives a kind of little flary thing.
Lots of fireworks at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fireworks at this point.
And it kind of disables the cloaking device, because the cloaking device is kind of attached to like a kind of a wristband. Right. So the bomb blows up. It doesn't necessarily hit Predator. Some of the shrapnel does like destroy the wristband. So the cloak goes down, which is I think one of the cooler shots of Predator right here, because he's standing in front of that bonfire type thing, and it's not like a full sea of him. It's more of like a blacked out silhouette standing in front of this bonfire. I thought that was a pretty cool fucking shot.
Yeah, that was definitely a good shot.
But he's pissed off that you just shot a bomb arrow at him. So he turns and then starts shooting the shit out of this arm cannon. At least 6 rounds in a row. Boom, 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 boom. Dutch hangs on for dear life, but eventually he gets knocked out of the tree. Right. He runs for cover, but the Predator keeps firing right behind him. He's kind of got an idea of where he's at. He kind of sees limbs and trees and leaves moving around, to the point where he cuts Dutch off, where Dutch is trying to cross this log. Dutch is covered in the mud, so he can't see him. Dutch then decides to drop underneath the log and monkey grip it from the bottom.
Right. Just to show his strength.
Like pure strength, because once again, he's holding on to the bottom of this very huge log. There's no way he can lock his hands. The log is so large that he's on the bottom, full gripping it, and the Predator is on the top side, walking across it. This is how big it is. Dutch then goes for another hidden weapon, and he notices that the Predator is kind of on the other side, so he kind of throws something to make a little noise distraction, but the Predator, instead of coming over, fires like 4 cannons in the direction of the noise. Dutch then sees that as an opportunity to pop out from behind the tree and throw his little bomb spear, and it kind of hits Predator once again, not full on directly, but it kind of hits around him enough to the point where you kind of see the green goo again. So you know now the Predator has been hit.
Yeah, it's gotten through his armor.
So Dutch follows the green goo through the cave, which the Predator then appears behind him. He sets a little trap, but he still can't see him because he's covered in the mud still. So Dutch then kind of shimmies back and has this flashbang bomb thing. I'm not 100% what it is. He lit a little fuse, and it seemed like a sparkler goes off and throws off the thermal system, so he's able to dive away and get away. But when he does dive, he dives into this like body of water, which washes off all the mud.
All the mud's gone at this point.
All the mud. So once he gets to the other side of the river, Dutch crawls upon the shore, but then Predator is already on the other side. And he greets him by pinning him to the log with those double blades, with his head stuck in between. The blades pinned around his neck. Doesn't cut him, but he then unblades him and picks him up with his claw and pins him to the tree. And this is where he starts examining his face, and I don't know if Arnold's facial structure kind of pointed him out to be an alpha male.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but he was definitely checking out his skull.
It doesn't make sense on why he didn't check anybody else's facial structure before he kills him. But I think it was he checked Arnold's facial features, and it kind of gave him like the impression that Arnold was the alpha male, which then prompts Predator to take a couple steps back. He does this undoing of his mask, which I think is awesome. It does the because it's releasing the pressure and stuff. And then we get the awesome face reveal of the Predator, which for that time was fucking sick.
It was really cool.
I mean, you don't know where they get that kind of inspiration, because it's almost like a bug-like face, because it has 4 pincers that go towards the mouth.
And yeah, and the mouth opens horizontally and then vertically.
Yeah.
It's definitely unique.
But
I will give it that.
and for that time, like we keep saying, for that time, this shit holds up pretty well. By the time we got to that part of the reveal where they revealed his face, I was jonesing for it. I
Right.
was ready to see what he actually looked like. I've seen that he's got cloaking abilities. I've seen that he's got armor. I see that he's not from this planet. Show me what he looks like. And then you pop off the helmet and that's what fucking pops out. Hell yes. I
And
thought
there
that
you
was
could
cool
see
as shit.
you could see why the franchise took off. You can see
Yes.
why they made other Predator movies.
Dutch then disagrees. He says, "You are one ugly motherfucker." And
A
Predator
classic line.
Predator gets quite offended by this.
Yeah.
He then says, "Come take a swing." He lets out a nasty little roar and challenges Dutch to hand-to-hand combat.
Again, with the roar.
Yes,
Yeah.
with a roar. And Dutch immediately knew what the roar meant.
Right.
But the Predator...
Iliano y mano.
Hey, one-on-one. The Predator proves to be way fucking stronger. He throws him around with ease, hits him like 5 or 6 times before Dutch even really gets into the fight. Dutch tries to move, but the Predator is like fucking giving him the business. He does then kind of slip away and tries to lead the Predator into one last trap.
Right.
And as he's telling him, he's saying, "Come on, come kill me, come kill me. Yeah, come." And the Predator is looking at him like, "You must think I'm fucking stupid." And he takes a step around and it's this bigger opening. And you think, okay, checkmate. Predator's got this. And with you quickly find out that that's actually the trap.
Yeah, the first trap that he avoided was just a ruse.
Clever attempt to trick him. He kicks a small log that's attached to a bigger log that comes straight down on top of the Predator's head. Dutch approaches, and the Predator is still kind of alive, but he's pinned underneath of this log. And Arnold kind of asks, "What are you?" But instead of answering, he then arms this self-destructing mechanism that happens to be in the armband. Dutch takes off running. Jump cut to the chopper where
Wait, hold on. After Predator sets the self-destruct bomb off, he starts playing the pre-recorded audio of Billy maniacally laughing.
Yes, because he doesn't have a laugh of his own.
Right.
Yes.
And that's when Arnold starts hauling ass.
Yes. As he's hauling ass, it jump cuts to a chopper with Anna and the general that gave him the original orders.
Chopper.
Seeing a mushroom cloud from the distance. It jump cuts back to Dutch standing in this awesome superhero pose.
The smoke. I even made a note about that.
Me too.
It's just his silhouette in the smoke.
Fuck. He's standing profile, arms flexed, and he's kind of looking at the ground like, "Son of a bitch, you don't know what I've been through. We've seen what you've been through, sir." And it's like the smoke silhouette, and it was just so action hero-y. I could not help but to roll my fucking eyes.
Do you remember at the end when they're doing that silhouette, did he have a cigar in his mouth?
No.
Say he did. No, he didn't.
No.
I swear I wanted to say he did.
I think he was all out by that point because he
I was thinking they should have had a cigar moment there.
After every point before Jesse dies, after every little stop, they lit a cigar. He lit a minimum of 6 cigars within the first 45 minutes of the movie, and I think they kind of ran out because after that they stopped with the cigars.
Right.
But after the little action hero pose, Chopper comes, picks him up, and we get ending. So
right.
That That is the fucking Predator with Arnold, with Creed, with fucking Jesse the Body Ventura, who should have been the star of this movie, if you ask me. What would you do in this fucking situation? If you were a part of this squad,
Right.
this particular squad, let's say you're the jokester.
Okay. Well, you've all got your backs, right? I mean, at one point, Arnold even says, "This team works alone," which makes no sense whatsoever. I'm just throwing that out there. You can't be a team and work alone. It doesn't work like that. But anyway, this team, they all relied on each other. They all had their own skills and shit like that. The moment Billy said, "We're all gonna die," not gonna lie, I would have found a way out.
You would have found a way out or gave up. I would have.
It's a little of both. Yeah, I would have given up and found a way out. I would be on the coast somewhere drinking a friggin' margarita and wishing them well. Well, sorry guys,
We're
but
probably gonna fucking die.
this was not in my contract. I wish you well. I need to find a bar. What would
Fuck.
you do
What would I do?
in this scenario if you were one of the
I-
team?
The part where Billy says we're all gonna die is
Mhm.
already after Jesse has died,
Right.
right? So I would have been so heartbroken from that point. I would have been so heartbroken from that point that I would have probably went off on my own to try and fist
God.
fight him. Because I'm from New York, son. We run fades around here. And if you kill my homie, you got to see me. He would have probably double bladed me in the gut. And,
3 seconds.
yeah, I would have been like, what's up, son? And he would have stabbed me square in the gut. It wouldn't even been a conversation. And then he would have
Right.
collected my skull. And that would have been the end of it. But,
Would have tried.
hey, bro. Hey, can't say I'm not a good friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going after him.
Yeah. I guess my emotional attachments only go so far.
I would have shaved my mustache in the same
Dry-
way Jesse had his, and then I would have went after him.
Dry shave it.
Yeah, I would have dry shaved it straight into the handlebars.
Mac, can I borrow your razor?
He hands me the dirty one off his face. I'm like,
Right? It's
"Ugh,
got half a
all right,
handle.
fuck it. All right. But guys, that is The Predator, 1987 with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I tell you what, I had a good time recovering this. Yeah, this one was fun.
Again, I know I will rip on a movie constantly, but that does not mean I don't like it. I actually enjoyed watching this movie. Will I ever watch it again? Nah, it's a pretty solid no. Yeah, it's a hard pass.
There's no need. There's no need.
No, I mean, I got all I need from it, and would I watch a different Predator movie now that I've watched this? Maybe.
Maybe.
I think I probably would.
Just to see that badass Predator again, I tell you.
Yeah.
That.
Just see where they went with it.
Shake,
Oh,
any
yeah.
last words?
I just hope y'all have a great day and make those moments in your life.
And that is Action Movies for Dummies. And once again, we are two sad men who find a little bit, just a tad bit of joy in watching old, new, semi-new, super old action movies. I am MJ.
I am Shakes.
And that is our show.